Here are 3 important tips to keep in mind as a homeowner when deciding whether you want to DIY or hire a professional for your next home improvement project. In my opinion, there are 3 important things that someone should factor in when making this decision. I think that budget, quality of work, and time are the 3 things that you need to keep in mind when deciding if you want to tackle your project or bring in a professional. Budget, obviously, for most people is the number 1 priority when looking at a project. What is this going to cost? More times than not, if you're a homeowner and you decide to take it on yourself, generally it's going to be cheaper. You're just looking at the time or the cost of materials that the project is going to cost. You're not factoring having to pay someone for their time, their labor, that person's overhead, etc. So you're looking at basically just the bare bones of the project. If I want to paint my bedroom, I'm looking for 1 gallon of paint, a paintbrush, and a roller. That's it. So budget-wise, generally, I would lean towards DIY. Now, this is where, as a person, you have to decide on the quality of work. Now, there's a lot of individuals who are very talented at doing home improvements on their own, but when you don't do it every day, it's hard to bring professional grade quality to that project. So that's where you as a homeowner have to decide. What do you value more? If you want to paint a bedroom and you're okay with maybe not perfectly cut in lines or a little paint on the ceiling, and it means more to you to save that money, well, then take it on yourself. If you're the kind of person who it's going to drive you crazy if every time you walk in that bedroom and that line isn't perfectly cut straight or there's a little paint on the floor, on the ceiling, well, then I think maybe you should consider saving some money, bringing in the professional. And lastly, I think, in my opinion, what is the most important thing to keep in mind is time. I know I personally value my time a lot. So for me, when I look at something and be like, all right, I want to commit X amount of time to this, well, do I have that time, right? A lot of us are busy, work full-time jobs, that kind of thing. Do you want to, every night when you come home from work, know that you got to commit 2 to 4 hours on this project for the next week to get it done? Does that matter to you at all? If, say, we're painting a bedroom, that might be 5 to 6 hours of your time that you need to commit to this, when you could bring in a professional and you leave for work at 8 a.m. that day, you come home at 5, guess what? It's done. So that's what it really comes down to. So as a homeowner, you got to keep in mind when deciding what are your budget restrictions, what is the quality of work you're looking for, and what is the time commit you're going to have to put into when deciding whether to bring in a professional or do it yourself. Thanks.